Please have a seat there, sir. How are you?
Not too bad.
All right. Folks are obviously happy to see you.
Yeah.
You had some difficulty getting to this city, to this show recently? Excuse me, I have to do it. I'll be right back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's something I picked up on the plane. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Now.
What? Whoa.
Well, no, not. Anyway, speaking of planes, you had trouble getting here yourself.
Just a little bit,
Yeah.
yes.
What happened? Where were you coming from?
London.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, there was an accident on the motorway to the airport.
Mm-hmm.
And all the traffic was chock-a-block, so we
It was all what?
chock-a-block.
Chock-a-block?
Chock-a-block, which
Chock-a-block?
means blocked up.
Yeah.
Blocked up. So... so we obviously couldn't make it to the
Right.
plane on time. So we saw some policemen on the side, you know, I've forgotten what the word, you know, the
Side of the road,
side of
yeah.
the road. So, but you're not supposed to drive on the side of
No,
the road, the
right.
hard shoulder.
Yeah, hard shoulder or berm. Yeah. Berm.
Right.
Yeah.
So we pulled out and drove up there and said, listen, I'm going to miss the plane. I've got a lot of work to do,
Yeah.
live stuff. Is there any way we can either drive up the berm or hard shoulder? or is there any way you could give us some sort of escort or something to get us through? And the policeman said, I don't think that's a good enough excuse for you to drive up the hard shoulder. Whereupon he brought out a ticket book and started writing us a ticket for driving up to.
Right.
I said, but we came to you for help,
Right.
you know. And meanwhile, all the way before that, we'd be going through red lights and everything to try and match the plane anyway. And we approached the policeman for help, and he said, OK, here's your ticket. You'll probably get a fine of 300 quid, and
What would that be in this country? 300 quid is the equivalent of what?
$400.
Oh, so it's a pretty stiff fine.
Yeah. And he kept us there till 5 to 7, and the plane was at 7. And so that was it.
No way in hell.
No chance.
Yeah, well, that stinks. You were going to come over on you were flying on the Concorde?
Yeah.
Is that fun? Do you enjoy that?
It's quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it from London to Kennedy? Is it about 3 hours and 20 minutes?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. Do you enjoy it? Is it exciting?
Well, you don't get to look at much except for clouds.
Yeah.
It's a very small plane.
But isn't it
quick,
true that they let you come up into the cockpit and look around if you want?
I sort of stood around the doorway and checked it out.
Yeah.
It was
very impressive piece of equipment, isn't it?
A couple of switches.
Now let's talk about this. Mademoiselle has labeled you one of 14 red-hot men here. Ron Darling, Mitch Gaylord, Pierce Brosnan. Let's see who else we have here. Julian Lennon, Anthony Edwards, Chuck Yeager. Now this is obviously very flattering, isn't it? I mean,
kind of.
Yeah, kind of. Do you enjoy that kind of attention?
Well, I've never had it before, but it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it embarrass you at all?
Well, it might do.
It might do what?
It might embarrass me.
Okay, and let's see, what are we doing? Got to do a commercial here? All right, Julian, nice to have you back. We'll pause here for a few minutes, then we'll return with Julian Lennon. Julian Lennon is here. The name of this is your second album, isn't it?
This is true.
The second album, The Secret Value of Daydreaming. What does the title mean there?
It's a secret, actually. No, but I'll tell you where I got the title from.
Okay.
A guy called Fred Schroer did a year-end review on all the albums that had been out, and he did an album review on Veloc, first album, and he said some nice things. And then at the end of it,
this is also getting nice reviews, isn't it?
so far.
Yeah.
Then at the end he said, like John, Julian has learnt the secret value of daydreaming, and it was a very nice thing to say.
Yeah.
I still lost him, but you know, I mean, there must be several meanings for it.
Well, it must have a special meaning for you, obviously.
Yeah.
Now, when you put an album together, how long does it take you to compile the material? Do you write it all yourself? Do you work with other people?
Yeah, well, I mean, the first album you have all your life to do, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
before that, 20 years. This time, this time I had when I finished the tour, I had a month before going into the studio again.
Mm-hmm.
So I went somewhere sunny where I could get some inspiration.
Where did you
with the Barbados,
Yeah.
with the trees and the birds and sand and sea and all that. And I shipped all my gear down, but it didn't arrive until the last week I was there. So I had 3 weeks of pulling my hair out and asking the cargo people where the gear was.
Yeah.
And then it finally arrived on the last week. So I wrote 2 songs while I was down there within that week in panic, but the rest were written on the way in the studio.
Now you mentioned that you had your entire life to compile the material on the first one.
Yeah.
But for you, what's the best circumstance to be writing what you think is the kind of material you're capable of writing? Is it being on vacation in Barbados, or is it being stuck in traffic, or?
Not.
I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'd rather be at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the piano.
And do you find that the good ones just sort of come automatically, or they're the ones that you really have to fret and think and worry about?
The good ones seem to come pretty easy, you know. But it's just making sure the lyrics are okay.
Yeah. Do you find that when you get what you think is a really good song, you think to yourself, geez, this may be somebody else's song, or it sounds very close to somebody else's song? No, the reason I'm saying that, I have a legitimate point for this. When people write a joke, if you write what you think is a good joke, for a couple of days after you write the joke, you think, geez, I bet I heard this somewhere else. And that's how it just filtered back in through your subconscious onto the page.
Not yet.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
I wasn't trying to. See, now these people, no. They think I'm saying that you're stealing other material.
Yes.
That's not what I'm saying.
No, I haven't heard any too many similarities between mine and others.
Yeah.
Mind you, people have mentioned there are similarities, but not too much.
Well, let me try one more time here, and then we'll wrap this up.
Okay.
But I'm serious. If you come up with a joke and it comes real easily to you.
Yes. Yeah, you think because you heard it about 2 weeks ago in a bus station or something.
Exactly.
I know
See, he understands perfectly. And you're getting ready for a European tour?
World tour.
A world tour.
Yes,
and how long will you be going?
Till the end of this year.
Yeah. Now, the first tour was kind of a...
mini tour.
Yeah, a mini tour, and unexpected. You didn't realize that or they didn't know that the album was going to be a successful one.
No, and my agent said, well, I wasn't going to tour until the second album because I didn't have enough material.
Right.
So, but everything was going so well with the album, but my agent came up to me and said, well, if you want the success to keep going,
sure,
you should go on tour.
Yeah.
So he gave me like 24 hours to think about it. And I said, yeah, I bet I had.
Did you enjoy the first tour?
Yeah, very much.
And you went all over the United States, or part of the Northeast? Or?
Bits and bobs. We did about 40 dates altogether.
Yeah. And this is going to be around the world.
Yeah, we did Japan and Australia last time, but we're going to include Europe and England this time.
Oh, great. I know it's going to be a huge success for you. And congratulations on the album again, and it was great to see you. Please come back, Julian. Nice seeing you. We'll be right back, folks. Folks, to the show. In this half hour, Maureen O'Sullivan will be joining us, fine actress, and she's presently in the Hannah and Her Sisters, the new Woody Allen film. And John Stravinsky is here with some odd and unusual sports film. Tomorrow, Jay Leno will be joining us, and the man who invented this thing, when you shake it up, you hear fairies. Do we have that? It's what? Okay, well, that's what you hear. When you shake it up, you hear somebody backstage shrieking. Reinhold Marxhausen and he's also a friend of Steve Jordan's. He'll be here, and he'll show us how he makes these things and other interesting devices. Also, is that it for tomorrow? And Jay Leno will be here. I mentioned that, didn't I? Who am I leaving out? New York City New York City Parks Commissioner Henry Stern. And the only reason he'll be on the show is so we can try and get a softball diamond this summer. No, this man has stories you wouldn't believe. It's one fantastic park commissioner anecdote after another. It's unbelievable, you know. Swimming pool maintenance alone, this guy. So that'll be tomorrow. It's a fine show. Now, Barbara, when you get that thing, bring it out, will you? Okay, here it comes. You know, Arnie Barnes is our correspondent in Omaha. Oh, brother. Thank you very much, Barbara. There, this deal. This thing, the guy who invented these, he'll be on tomorrow. Thank you very much, Barbara. Anyway, Arnie Barnes is from Omaha, and we sort of stumbled onto this man, and he's become our correspondent. Now, we have an idea what Arnie looks like. We have this police artist sketch of Arnie. And we have an idea what his parents look like. There's the rendering of what his parents might look like. But we don't really know much more about Arnie other than that he lives in Omaha and he works at Omaha Steaks. So last week we sent him a camera. It was a... oh, yeah, here it is. It was a Polaroid 600 camera. We sent him some film, and we gave him a little assignment to show us his world. So we're going to call him up now and see how that's coming. Paul, do you have any music for this? Yeah. How about that Stevie Nicks video, Hal? Do we still have that? That would come in just perfectly here. Or maybe oh, there it is. By gosh. Stevie Nicks, of course. Your hot new video. Stevie telling us, I can't wait. Okay, we're calling Omaha Steaks. Thank you very much, Hal. Hello. Yes, ma'am. This is Dave Letterman. I'm calling from New York City. Can you give me the break room there at Omaha Steaks? What is the break room, ma'am? What is the break room? Oh, where people take a break. Okay. All right. I need the break room there. Okay. Arnie Barnes is at work this evening. He shapes meat. Yes, Arnie. This is Dave. We want to put you on the air, okay? Okay, here's Arnie, folks. Arnie, now, did you get the camera we sent you last week?
Yeah.
Now, do you understand what we need?
Yeah.
Have you started taking any photos yet?
Yeah, I've been working on it.
What kind of things have you taken a photo of?
Oh, a couple of my friends.
Uh-huh.
Car.
What? Your friends in the bar?
No.
What did you say?
Car.
Oh, the car. What kind of car?
Oh, it's a Nova.
A Nova? Okay. And how about pictures of your house?
Yeah, I got that.
Okay, and the street where you live?
I ain't got that yet.
Uh-huh. And your where you work there at Omaha Meat?
Yeah, I got a picture of that.
Uh-huh. And the meat shaping area, do you have that?
No, not yet.
All right, get one of those. And your favorite chair at home?
Toilet.
Yeah, you got that?
Yep.
And you want us to a picture of your fiance? Are you married now, Arnie?
No, I'm not married.
Okay, your fiance?
All right.
What is her name?
Angie.
Uh-huh. And when are you going to get married?
I don't know.
Uh-huh. How long have you been engaged?
Oh, a couple years.
Uh-huh.
I don't rush anything.
So we need, overall, we want kind of like a day in the life of Arnie Barnes. When you get up, what you have for breakfast, where do you go to work, what do you do after work, your friends, your car, your street, your house, so on and so forth.
All right.
Okay. Well, how do you feel about this Libyan thing?
I don't know.
Okay. So Arnie, we're gonna be needing this as soon as you can get it together.
All right.
All right. Nice talking with you, Arnie. Good luck to you. Bye-bye. Okay. Now that's Arnie. And speaking of the Libyan thing, we have here a top 10 list from the Home Office in Milwaukee. Tonight's category, Libya's top 10 derogatory terms for Americans. Top 10 derogatory terms for Americans. Number 10, imperialist pigs. 9, Yankee jackals. 8, milkshake-swilling devils. 7, bowling-addicted hyenas. 6, Fess Parkers. 5, steak-gorged gunslingers. 4, red, white, and goofies. 3, hedge-trimming Elvis lovers. 2, beardless Buick jockeys. And the number 1 derogatory term for Americans by the Libyans, golf shoe geeks. We'll be right back with Maureen O'Sullivan right after this, folks. Come on back. Yes, sir. Our next guest tonight is far too classy a woman to be on this program. She is the veteran of over 70 motion pictures, including A Day at the Races, The Thin Man, and the original Jane in a slew of Tarzan movies. Her latest film is Hannah and Her Sisters. Please welcome Maureen O'Sullivan. Thank you very much for being here. You look terrific. Congratulations.
I'm
wait, no, it couldn't be much of an effort. You're a stunning woman.
Oh, well, thank you.
Sure. It must be very exciting being a part of this film that's doing so well, Hannah and Her Sisters.
Oh, I'm very happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy for everybody, and I'm especially, I guess, happy for Woody.
What was it like working with him and your daughter on the set and so forth? Was it tense? A lot of anxiety?
No, there's no tension really on Woody's sets. You're just there to work. And I had worked really, it's funny, I'd worked with Mia before. I'd played her daughter.
You played Mia's daughter? Now, how does that happen?
Well, only in readings. They didn't have enough actors when they were doing The Great Gatsby, so they needed somebody to play the daughter. So I played the 5-year-old daughter in all the readings. And we were so serious about it. It was crazy, you know, that we looked at each other when it was all over. He said, are we nuts, you know? What's the matter with us?
It's very odd.
To be so serious about doing something like that. No, she's very easy to work with.
And not that we want to spend the rest of the night talking about him, but what's he like to be around?
Woody is very much business, you know. He's there for business. He's very, very nice to be around. He's wonderful in this way. You don't rehearse much, or if he wants you to do something, he'll tell you. But otherwise, it's just do it. And then he'll say, well, I either like it or I don't like it. And then I think that he sees what you have to offer. Yeah. And he'll enlarge on that, and if he feels a certain sympathy, well, then he'll play upon that.
So
it's a lovely way of working.
That's good for an actor, I would guess.
It's wonderful for an actor. And if I have time, I just thought of something interesting. I think that
Good Lord, look at that ring. Whoa! That's a beauty. I
want to tell you, it's my engagement ring.
Oh, my.
I was married 3 years ago, so don't give up hope, fellas.
Oh, congratulations. Boy, that's quite a rock there.
I know.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Going to say something else?
No, I was going to say about Woody's working. Woody, I think, shoots a lot of film. Whereas my former husband, John Farrow, wouldn't shoot anything more except what he was going to use on camera. But Woody, I think, shoots a lot of film. And then he's like a musician. Then he'll say where the crescendo should be, or the diminuendo. And because he had me do a close-up 3 different ways, because he said I may want to lift it, or I may want to subdue it, or I think he thinks not only like a writer, but like a musician too.
And you think that's a good way to approach it?
Oh, I do, because Woody is the whole thing. He writes it, directs it, stars in it. What more can you do?
Anyway, again, it's doing very well for everybody concerned. Let's talk about other people that you've worked with.
Yeah.
Is this you and Groucho Marx?
Yeah.
This is from what, A Day at the Races? Is that what we said? What was this man like?
He was adorable. He was.
Boy, you're a hot ticket there, aren't you?
Not bad.
Yes, sir. And he was a nice man, easy to get along with?
He was a very gentle man, oddly enough. And when we first started working together, we worked at Santa Anita, the racetrack, a lot. And we had dressing rooms, separate dressing rooms. And he'd come in, knock on my door. He'd say, hey, honey, how does this sit with you? And he'd tell me a gag. Frozen face. Yeah. The next morning he'd say, listen, I got another one to tell you. Frozen face. The third morning I said, listen, Groucho, I really hate funny men. Yeah. I will never laugh. I said, so don't tell me any more jokes. Not at 9 in the morning, anyway. I said, I like humor to come out of something else, but no gags. Yeah. He said, you're so right, honey. He said, I won't. So from then on, we were inseparable friends. We really were. He used to bring me lunch instead of jokes.
So that's nice. And this is quite a photo. This was, don't tell me, this must have been from One of those Tarzan movies?
Yeah.
Now, do you tell me who everybody in this photo is?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, that's Jane. Me. Wearing my Mother Hubbard because they objected to my first costume, which was much more sexy and exciting. Johnny Weissmuller, Johnny Sheffield, and a horrible little creature called Cheetah.
Cheetah.
Horrible.
How did you get along with Cheetah?
Well, Cheetah, when first Cheetah came on the set, she was adorable. A little young monkey. And I really loved her. And I could tell she loved me. We were great friends. And then one day I saw a rather mean look come into her eyes. And I began to notice, I mean, you don't go looking for such things.
No.
But I began to see that Cheetah, the girl, was not a girl, was a male.
Oh.
No, not a... Listen, I must say, my husband said, look, now don't get carried away on the show. He said, lay off those monkey jokes. He said, you're supposed to be a lady. Now, lay off.
Lay off the monkey jokes, huh?
But anyway, I began to... Should I lay off or
No.
go on?
Now, what do you mean? So, obviously, there was...
There began to be a physical change. So I began to see that Cheetah was really
a male.
A male. Well, not only was she a male, but she was a homosexual.
And how exactly did this manifest itself?
It was very bad because she conceived this passion for Johnny Weissmuller.
For Johnny Weissmuller?
Really a passion.
No kidding.
No kidding. And, yeah, lots of women did, too, but anyway, this monkey did. Crazy about Johnny. And every time I would go near Johnny, I would see this wicked look. She's getting ready to spring at me.
Yeah.
Now, what is unusual about this photograph that you have there is that a lot of the photographs of myself and Johnny together, you know, he has his arm around me, you will see Cheetah standing with one leg way out of the camera. And you know why that is? Because it was on a chain. So that she would not attack me.
Oh, is that right?
So she was held on the chain.
Yeah,
so
you can actually see just a little bit of it along the limb there. Yeah.
Oh, she was really tied off. So you would only see just like, you know, just like that much of her, you know.
Yeah. So Cheetah was actually jealous of you and your relationship.
Yes, very jealous.
Yeah.
So it got to be so bad that, of course, you couldn't play all the scenes in the film with one leg out of the camera for the monkey all the time. You had to show the whole animal at times.
Yeah.
So the whole animal was rather embarrassing, if you know what I mean, because it had this physical attraction. But it was completely physical.
No kidding.
Yes, it was just as physical as it
That must
could
have been
be.
terribly distracting.
It was also...
or maybe a bonus. I don't know. I don't know. How do you...
It was not only physical. But the monkey is brown, you know.
Uh-huh.
And the physical was pink.
Woo! Woo!
I haven't finished this drama.
Brown and pink.
So then came a question of camouflaging this passion.
Wait, no, don't tell me it was spray paint. Where is he? Come on.
So the makeup man was called in. And he said, would you take care of this situation? And the makeup man said, no. He said, my union wouldn't permit it. Oh, says the director, this is bad. So then he called in the prop man, and he said, would you take care of the situation? No, said the prop man. My union would not permit me to do such a thing. Well, finally, the poor animal, they had to shoot it with BB guns, and then it would run way up in the roof and lose all its ardor, you see.
Oh.
I mean, just tiny shots.
Oh,
They
yeah.
didn't kill it or
Yeah.
anything.
Well, that's really not a pleasant story any way you look at it.
Can I just tell you the end?
Yeah.
Well, I met William Wellman at a party who directed one of the Tarzans, and a very famous director, Wings and so on. And so he said, "Did you know cheetahs in the zoo?" And I said, "Good, no, I didn't know that." So he said, "Why don't you go up and visit? Go visit her in the zoo." And I did. I went to Griffith Park. And here's this enormous animal. I mean, enormous. It's grown to be huge now, in a cage. So next time I saw Bill, Bill said, "Did Cheetah know you?" And I said, "Oh, yes." She spat right in my face.
No kidding. She remembered you. Yeah. Boy, that's too bad.
Yeah.
How many of those films were you in?
I think it's 5, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. And we got all kinds of other stuff to talk about. What do we do?
Yeah, we'd better get off.
Okay, no. We don't have to get off. We'll stay right here. We'll do a commercial, and then we'll be right back with Maureen O'Sullivan. Sullivan is here, and let's talk about Clark Gable. You worked with him as well?
Let's do that, because I could never go home after those monkey stories.
No, that was a great story. That's a great story.
Lock me out.
No, he shouldn't. And you told it very nicely, I think.
Did you think I was refined?
You were quite refined, and you told it with a delicacy and a great deal of wit, and I think we all enjoyed it.
Well, thank you very much.
Now, what films did you work with Clark Gable?
Strange Interlude, something else, but I particularly remember Strange Interlude because I didn't come on until the last part of the picture. And they were made up like very old people, Norma Shearer and he. It was the very end. I don't know if you know the story. And you talk back to your thoughts and that. Anyway, well, there's 2 stories, but I think I'll tell you the best one. I think it's the best. That's
a good policy for people wanting to be future guests on this show. Tell us the better story first.
Perhaps this is the best one. I don't know. Anyway, I saw these 2 old characters there, you know, and I was quite young at the time.
How old were you?
Not even 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I was 19. Yeah. But I didn't go to films, and I'd never seen Clark Gable, and I didn't know much who Norma Shearer was. And I saw these 2 characters with grey hair. It must be a very good makeup, really. And I thought, oh, 2 nice old folk. So I sat there talking, and Clark Gable would sit talking to me and talking. And finally he says, "Would you like to go horseback riding with me?" "With you?" "But you're too old," I said to myself. "I'd be galloping ahead, you know, and you'd be in the rear." So I said, "Well, I don't think I can go." So then he asked me out to dinner, and I said, "An evening with this old guy?" Well, I didn't realize. Maybe this isn't the best story after all. Anyway, I didn't realize until we did the recording, the looping, and he had no makeup on, just how young he was.
He came back and he was his dashing
young. And I thought, what have I missed? What a fool.
Did he? Did you ever have another opportunity to have dinner with him?
No, he never asked me again.
That was it, huh?
That was it.
That's too bad.
But he did do something that I thought was funny. It's very quick. Okay.
Okay.
He used to sit talking to me, as I said before. And the prop man came over, or the assistant director. He said, "Miss Shearer would really appreciate it if Mr. Gable would stop talking to Miss O'Sullivan between scenes." She expected him to have his mind on his work, I suppose. And he said, "What did I hear?" "Well, you tell Miss Shearer what she can..." "No," he said, "I'll tell her." So he goes over, and he said, "Norma, do you know what you can do?" And he lets his teeth down. His choppers come right down there. That's what you could do. So that wasn't very funny.
No, you're all right. You're all right here. Don't worry. We have peaks and valleys.
Anyway, he used to.
We're all right. We're all right.
He loved letting his teeth down.
You're saying that he had
false teeth.
False teeth. I didn't realize that.
Oh, didn't you know that?
No, I didn't know.
He called them choppers. So if ever he was annoyed.
You mean in the heyday of his matinee idol star status, he had false teeth?
Choppers.
Yeah. We got 1 minute left. Tell me a story, or tell me about somebody that you may have worked with or knew who you didn't care for, who was no fun to be around, aside from the monkey, obviously. But
Will Rogers, really.
Will Rogers. Now that's interesting.
I'm stepping on a lot of toes.
Because this man built a career as being folksy, down home.
And saying he never met the...
I never met a man I didn't like.
He didn't say he never met a woman he didn't like.
Was he was nasty to you, rude to you, impolite?
He was, he never spoke to me.
Yeah.
I could have been a piece of furniture. I was very glad he didn't speak because I was afraid what he might have said. A very sharp tongue.
Did he have a reputation as being somebody who was nasty?
Could be. Very nasty. Yeah. There's an actress, and I think it would be unkind to mention her name, although I'm generally unkind.
No, there's an actress involved here? Who was the actress? Somebody we would know?
We can't be that unkind.
Okay.
But he had to kiss her in the scene. And he said, tell her to take off her lipstick and put on mercurochrome.
Ooh.
It's pretty sharp.
Yeah, yeah. And
see why I don't want to mention her name?
No, tell us who it was.
Guess.
Was she...
It wasn't me.
No, it wasn't you. No. Well, that's strange. And, you know, speaking of... You also worked in this building, didn't you, on the old Today Show, the very early Today Show, I believe, right?
I'd rather not mention that, but you brought it up, yes.
Well, now, why would... No, you should mention that. That's
sure, it's all right. I was absolutely awful.
No.
I was.
What did they have you doing on it?
I was terrible. Well, they were starting out with women on the show. It was before Barbara Walters. And I just couldn't ask questions. I can't ask questions.
Yeah.
I can answer them sometimes.
Yeah.
But ask them I can.
How did they get you for that job?
Well, they saw me on an interview, and I guess I was funny.
She'd be terrific. Well, you may get a call from them tomorrow after this.
Well, the most awful one was when I had to interview Kenneth the hairdresser, and my first question was, do you like women? He was so angry, he got up and he left the set.
Kenneth the hairdresser. We'll be right back, folks. Okay, we're out of time. Maureen, thank you very much. It was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you for being here. Tomorrow, folks, I'm sorry, John Stravinsky was going to be with us. We'll have him rescheduled as soon as possible. Tomorrow, it's New York City Parks Commissioner Henry Stern. Good night, folks.